Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Demetra and I am Mauve's marketing and event specialist. This time of year is definitely a very festive season with Christmas right around the corner. We're also nearing the time when we start to reflect on the year that's passed, what we've achieved, what we've overcome, and of course we begin to think about what we want to see happen next year. At Mauve Group, we like to come together as the global family that we are to celebrate each other's wins and to develop our plans and goals for next year as a team. And to be honest, above all, we just want to relax and have a good time with the people that, let's face it, we see and talk to more than our own families. Whilst in-person real-life events seem to be making a gradual comeback, which is great, we have discovered in the past year and a half that virtual events, when done right, can be just as fun and will guarantee that everyone feels safe. For those companies like Mauve Group who have staff spread across the world, a virtual event is perhaps the only option for you, as it's the only way to include all of your staff members on your guest list. There's a huge misconception that planning a virtual event is easier and less time consuming, and I'm here to tell you that that is false. There is in fact a lot of planning that goes into it and many different approaches depending on the type of virtual event that you want to host. So, since it's party season, I've put together my top 5 tips for organizing an amazing virtual staff party. Tip number 1, plan engaging games and activities. One of the best parts of a party is being able to interact and socialize with each other. In the virtual world, this becomes very difficult. However, the best way to get your guests to connect is through fun games and activities. But not just any activities, the more engaging they are, the more your staff will participate. And the more they participate, the more they'll have a chance to interact and connect with each other. For me, an engaging activity is something that gets you thinking or moving. They don't need to be super complicated or innovative. Just go with what you already know. One of our favorite games at Mauve Group is charades because it gets everyone up and out of their seats, gets them moving, gets them active. Tip number 2, create competition. While some people think that splitting your staff into teams and creating competition will create a divide, I think the opposite. Our staff at Mauve Group love a little healthy competition, and I've never seen them more engaged than when they're trying to work together to beat their opposing team. Splitting your staff into smaller teams also means that you can send them into separate breakout rooms. Smaller breakout rooms means that everyone has more opportunities to get involved and make their voices heard. You could even top this off with a small prize for the winning team to create further incentive. But normally for us, beating our colleagues on the opposing team so we can have bragging rights for the next year is incentive enough. Tip number 3, send them a party hamper. One of the things that we look forward to the most at a party is, of course, the food and drinks. And you can still have this for your virtual event. At Mauve Group, we like to send a small party hamper to all of our staff around the world with food, drinks, and other items such as party hats so they can get into the festive spirit and enjoy their treats during the party. Tip number 4, communicate, communicate, communicate. Communication leading up to the event day is key to engaging your guests. Make sure you're sending them clear information frequently and especially one day prior so it's at the top of their inbox. Your instructions should be detailed enough so that the less tech-savvy guests can understand, but also structured in a skimmable format with headings and different sections so that your more tech-savvy guests can skip to the sections that they need. Include things like the schedule of your activities, timing, links that they'll need to join, how they can engage throughout the event, how they can reach out to you if they have any questions, and more. Remember that whilst the virtual world has become very popular the last few years, it is still a very new concept to many people, so don't assume that your guests know what they're doing. Tip number 5, prepare. As I said earlier, many believe that virtual events require much less preparation and time than in-person real-life events. But the truth is, there are a lot of aspects to prepare for virtual parties, from selecting the right time to accommodate most time zones and grouping the right people into teams, to testing your digital platform and creating backup plans for every aspect of your party. For example, you should test out the technology and platform that you'll be using several times before the event to see what could go wrong and how to fix it. You can use some of your team members or even friends and family as your test audience to receive feedback on the program that you've planned. If you're hosting any talent, like a music artist, you could get them to pre-record their segment to use as a backup in case of any technical difficulties on the day that prevents them from performing live. Really look at every feature, every aspect, every ingredient of your virtual event. Think of the ways that they could go wrong and find a solution or create a backup to ensure that your event stays on track no matter what. There are so many more tips and tricks that I can share with you, but these 5 are definitely at the top of my list. So use these as a guide when you're planning your virtual staff party. If you need help organizing your event, whether it's a staff party, a corporate party, a virtual or real life event, whatever the case, you can, of course, reach out to me directly and we can have a chat and see how I can help. Thank you for watching and see you next time.